Hello everyone, today in Sangee's Cookery we're going to see how to prepare a mushroom biryani. So mushroom biryani is a delicious one-pot dish made with rice, mushrooms, masala powders and other spices. This mushroom biryani is definitely a very good substitute for the vegetarians who do not eat meat, so that they get the nutrient value of the mushrooms and also the taste and flavor of the soft and chewy mushrooms. So I'm sure if you're going to prepare it this particular way, your kids and family is going to love it. So before we go into the procedure as to how to prepare this, if you're watching my video for the first time, I would request you all to subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon for further interesting recipes and notifications. For making the mushroom biryani, I'm going to soak 1 cup of jeera rice for about half an hour. Jeera rice tastes good for any kind of biryani. So I've soaked the rice with 1.5 cups of water. So I've taken 1 cup of rice in this big glass, which is more than a 200 ml tumbler. For this I've taken 1.5 cups of water and I've soaked the jeera rice. I've taken 1 pack of mushroom, which is about 200 grams. 2 to 3 big onions finely chopped, ghee about 2 tablespoons, 2 tomatoes chopped, 2 to 3 tablespoons of fresh curds, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of dhania powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper powder or as per your spice level. For grinding, around 20 small onions, 5 to 6 garlic, a big piece of ginger, a 1-inch piece of ginger, 9 to 10 green chilies or as per your spice level, half of a lemon, the whole spices which are about 2 to 3 bay leaves, 2 to 3 cloves, 1 small piece of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds or saunf, 1 star anise and cardamom, a big bunch of pudina and also about half a bunch of fresh coriander leaves. Salt as per spice levels. Some cooking oil required for frying. So first in the pressure pan I'm going to add some cooking oil, about 2 tablespoons and some amount of ghee as well. So now we'll add in the whole spices. So after adding the whole masalas or the whole spices, I'm adding the green chilies. Once the green chilies have been fried, I'm adding the finely chopped onions. You can also add a pinch of salt so that the onions gets fried. This is a small tip which I want to pass it on. Now while the onion is getting fried, we're going to grind the following ingredients in the mixie: the ginger, some onions, ginger and garlic. Now you can see that the onions and the green chilies have got fried nicely. I'm also adding the ground paste. Now let this also fry nicely in the oil and ghee mixture. Just make sure that there is enough oil and ghee in the pressure pan, otherwise you can add some more ghee. It's come to a nice paste-like consistency. At this stage I'm going to add finely chopped coriander leaves and pudina. I'm just going to add half of it now and the remaining I'll be adding later. Mix it up nicely. I prefer to use fresh pudina leaves and coriander leaves. Now after 2 to 3 minutes I'm going to add the chopped tomatoes. I'm also going to add in the masala powders, which is the red chili powder, black pepper powder, dhania powder and some amount of salt required for cooking. So mix it up nicely and let it cook along with the masalas. So at this stage I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of water so that it gets cooked nicely. You can even cover this and cook. So while the tomatoes is getting cooked, we're going to chop the mushrooms. For the beginners, if you're using the mushrooms for the first time, I would suggest that you just wash it with clean water 2 to 3 times. Do not soak it in water, because what happens is if you put the mushrooms in water, then all the water will get absorbed in the mushrooms and you become very watery. So just wash it nicely. Few people even use maida for washing. And another tip which I want to pass it on, always cook the mushrooms when it is fresh. Suppose you have bought the mushroom today, try to cook the dish today itself. Do not keep it for 2 to 3 days in the fridge, because mushrooms is one such an item which has to be cooked when it is fresh. So you can slice the mushrooms like this. Now you can see that the tomatoes have been cooked nicely. I'm going to add the sliced mushrooms. I'm also going to add the fresh curd, which is about 1.5 tablespoons. So let the mushroom get cooked in the masala as well as in the curd. So I'm going to keep the flame in medium and I'm going to allow this to cook for about 8 minutes. Now it's been about 8 minutes. The mushroom is getting cooked in the water, and mushroom has also left some water, so it's getting cooked in that water itself. So at this stage I'm just adding a teaspoon of the biryani masala, but this is optional. Now we'll be adding the soaked rice water. So this is the soaked water. What I've done is I've slightly made the water hot so that the biryani gets cooked faster. So now I'm adding the jeera rice. Mix it up nicely. Now you can see that the rice is getting cooked in the water, and the water level is also reduced a little bit. So at this stage I'm going to squeeze half lemon juice. Mix it up nicely, and you can also check for salt at this stage. Now after adding the lemon juice, I'm just going to close the pressure pan lid. Also note that I'm not keeping any whistle, and it's just going to get cooked on the steam. So it's been about 10 minutes. I've kept on medium flame and I've given a rest period of about 5 minutes. I'm just going to open the lid. Yeah, the rice has got perfectly cooked, and the mushroom is also cooked well. It's got an excellent flavor because of the jeera rice. The jeera rice itself has got a nice flavor. But if you prefer to add basmati rice, you can always do that. So finally, I'm just going to garnish with some coriander leaves and the pudina leaves. So the steaming hot mushroom biryani is ready to be served. I hope you'll all try out this recipe, and if you like it, please share it amongst your friends and relatives. Have a wonderful day.